I would show you some photographs from last week. So we all started actually, we started shopping on the Monday, but we started setting up on the Tuesday. And here is me looking very relaxed in some old t-shirt that I think just came out of the t-shirt drawer at random, very relaxed. You can see I'm getting set up there for last time's video webcast where you were there. You were still in Amarillo at the time, if I remember. And there are our two executive vice presidents together, and they were getting set up just about 100 yards away in the actual NASCAR garage. The actual garage where all the teams bring their cars in. You can't quite see it in this photograph, but over the shoulder of, it was Noah taking this photograph, there are all the air and power supplies hanging down from the ceiling, and there's enough base there for 40 cars to be set up ready for a race. Let's look at the next one. And so here everybody is arriving on the Tuesday evening. You can see the setting was just fantastic. You can see the lights just beginning to dim as everybody gets together. We had a great old time. As I say, I think we started off with about 50 and more came in during the evening. There's Rick, Melissa Rogers, and Beth Munger, and many more happy faces round about all these tables. Here's Beth again with Corey. I'm sure you recognize Corey. This is Christian Hernandez, who surprised us, because when you're looking at someone on the video camera, Shelley, you never know quite how tall or short they are. Here's Phil Bear and Noah Weber as well. You should recognize them too. And here we are the next morning, just after breakfast, getting set up in the media center at Texas Motor Speedway. There's Greg Tiedemann introducing everybody, setting them up for the day. You can give a feel for just how many people are there in the room. There's Mike Alexander at the back, who was actually videoing the evening before and this entire day for us. And there's Rick. There's Rick in the background as well, once again, just making sure that everything is being managed just the way they expected, sticking to our timings. This was Tim Hooker. There's some fellow in an orange hat. I do not recognize him at all. Another one of our speakers, Courts Towns. We had some great discussions going on. And then after lunch, we went across to that same NASCAR garage. And this is from the south end. And you can see that David Starr and Team Texas has brought in a lot of the other cars. Remember that Team Texas owns somewhere in the region of 44 real retired NASCARs. No changes to them, the original gearboxes. And actually all the activities were about to start at the far end. Here you get a feel for it. Everybody was with our sponsors. We had 11 sponsors at that particular time, and everybody, whether they were our own partners, our own agents, or from Verizon, or indeed other invited guests, were all mixing and mingling to find out what was, carrying on the discussions actually from the morning. And then David Starr is giving everybody the safety brief. The safety brief lasted a good half hour or so, David in action. And here he is. He's just making sure everybody understands the safety protocols. By the way, it's not unsafe to do this. The sound of me knocking on wood, it's an extremely safe activity, because of course no one's driving a car all by themselves. They always have an instructor with them. But here he's actually showing a video in relative slow motion of where to position oneself while driving around the track. So God bless him. Here we are outside. Lots of happy people getting into the cars and obviously posing for the cars. This is the stretch NASCAR, the ConectUS stretch NASCAR. There's David Starr was about to drive it. Irene is in the passenger seat, Irene Patakis. And you can see at that time, do we see 12? Yes, we do see 12 people. It's just not all the fingers are up there. And later on, this is David as an instructor with John Scully there in one of the regular NASCARs. John's about to drive it at speeds of up to 150 miles per hour. There's an exhausted Rick and Neil in the mid-afternoon, because by this time we've been working virtually 48 hours, and it was very hot. Yeah, lots more happy people out there. There's Gina There's Corey and there's Greg, and we're all wearing we should be wearing our stocking hats before we put the helmets on. And then you get a feel for that. Wasn't even everybody. That's just everyone that got together at that time for the photo opportunity. And you can see lots of happy, smiling faces. And then on to the evening, most folks stuck around, and we had barbecue, and you can see we're way up high with the big old picture windows looking out once again into Texas Motor Speedway. So there you have it, Shelley. I ran through that at top speed. What a wonderful, wonderful, well, for us, 48 hours, for them, maybe about 26, 28 hours for all the folks that came.